Uh, okay. This is I don't know. This is a test run. I don't like the angle of this camera right now. I'm just kind of doing this just to do something. Um, Introducing myself. I've done production. Just making beats for probably, I don't know, 20 plus years. But never really broke out. Never got like that shot. I come from a small place that nobody really knows. Nobody ever really looks at for music. There, I'm from Delaware, and I'm doing hip hop. I did a lot like locally. Um, Around the time I first started, like I don't know, just doing a lot of mixtape work and just stuff with local artists around the way, homies and things like that. But have since for about 3 years lived in Los Angeles. Main reason for coming out here was more opportunity, more just more things to do, more places to go, more people to meet, talk to, network, all that stuff. But then I'm also now realizing I gotta have more of a presence online. Started a BeatStars account. Don't really want to be leasing and selling beats in that way, but I'll throw some stuff up there periodically, just to get a buzz, just to get some exposure or whatever. If it makes me some revenue, cool. If not, cool. Same thing with YouTube. Gonna try to start doing more things like this where I'm speaking, where I'm on camera, all that, and just trying to be more present, more vocal, doing all the things that I think I have to do in order to get where I'm trying to get to, as far as this music thing. All that being said, I think I just want to do some stuff where like I said, start to do this. I'm not really into doing equipment reviews and, gear and software and all that stuff. Like I use Machine Plus, as you can see. I've used Machine. I started off with a Machine Micro, probably Mark One, moved up to full size Machine Mark One, and then moved up to Machine Mark Three before having the Machine Plus. And the only reason why I moved up to Machine Plus was because I felt like I was ready to move away from having to carry around a laptop with me to do everything. I want to be able to just do it all here in one machine, one standalone device. And if I want to input things into it, I can, whatever the case, right? I can, plug in a MIDI keyboard. I can plug in other MIDI devices. I can plug in any sort of audio input to sample in, whatever. It's got some clever features where if I plug in one of my synths, I have a microKORG, I have some other gear, I can plug those in, tune in a sound, and just sample in a range to be able to play as well. So I do little stuff like that here and there, but mostly I'm a sample-based producer. Finding samples wherever I find them. I've got a vinyl collection. It's pretty small, but I got one. I have, honestly, most of the time I'm sampling from my phone. I'm going into Tidal. I'm going into YouTube Music. I'm going into YouTube itself. YouTube Music is great for that because if you have YouTube Music, so what I did is I subscribed to YouTube Premium. That includes YouTube Music. And the good thing about it is, a lot of times, instead of having to go into the YouTube app, you can just open up YouTube Music, and videos that I've looked at on YouTube will be saved in YouTube Music if they're music-based videos. And, I can just play them there as audio. I don't have to worry about playing video and all that stuff. Like I can, just let it go. But yeah, I sample mostly from my phone, to be honest. But I do, I do search for vinyl here and there. I haven't in a while. I haven't done like any real digging lately. But I want to get back to that too. Once I have a more stable setup. I'm currently like in my living room right now. I don't have the space anywhere else for all of my gear and everything that I use. So I'm here in the living room. But eventually I want to have a dedicated space where just my desk is set up. I have my camera and everything set up how I want it to be set up. And then, kind of go from there and, just be able to sit down, turn on the camera and, get to work playing in stuff that I'm, just doing videos basically. Because I got to start creating content more. Anyway, long-winded way to say this is the first of this sort of video that I'm doing. So, bear with me. Like I said, I don't enjoy the angle here. I don't enjoy, this setup currently, but it is what it is. And, essentially you got to do what you got to do to do the things that you want to do. Stuff may not come out perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It's about the content itself and it's about actually doing something. So I'm doing something for the first time in a while. So that being said, I don't know. I'm just going to play around and, I'll talk about what I'm doing maybe. Anyway, I don't know. Just, I found this sample. It's, I want to say like Japanese jazz from the 70s or something like that. Japanese jazz, Japanese funk. Again, something I found on YouTube. But yeah, sounds like that. There's a lot going on in this, and I probably would like I chopped this up, but not a lot. Kept it pretty minimal. So like we got like messing around with the audio a bit. Go into my group. EQ. So it's kind of one of those things where I won't do it now, but what I'll likely do is take this sample and export it out, load it up into my laptop and the RX-7 and strip out the drums. Maybe, I don't know. I might just leave it and just keep it sort of a lo-fi-esque, minimal, Rock Marcy type of, Griselda type of, no drums added loop. Boost the low end a little bit. Try a transient master. If I can beef up the This sample is pitched down a little bit too. No. Maybe I could find another piece. Like that little twinkle. So what I'm doing is I'm duplicating my chops. Well, I'm duplicating the sample to the next pad and just finding the next trigger point that I want in the sample. These pads, these pads are set to choke each other out, so they'll stop when you trigger the next one. It'll stop whichever one is playing. I don't always sample like this. Sometimes if I have a particular loop that I like and I want to chop it up, sometimes I'll slice that loop as opposed to doing this sort of manual. But this is like I'm chopping it so minimally that I don't really need to do that. see. Hold on. Let's throw these in the scenes. Scene 1. Scene 2. Scene 3. Now. The quick sequence. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I don't know. It's something simple, but sometimes you overdo it. Sometimes something simple is all you need. That's something that I learned listening and studying. It doesn't always have to be like it's not always dope just because you did a bunch of stuff. You can add a bunch of drums to this. You could play a bass line. You could get somebody else to come in and play guitars or whatever you want. Play some keys over it to accompany things. Beef it up, whatever. But a lot of times, you know, what you end up doing is crowding it up much too much. And that's the stuff that it sounds great as an instrumental, but if you're trying to shop it, an artist can't hear themselves on it. Literally can't hear themselves on it because they don't understand how they would fit into everything that you put into the beat. One of the things that I remember vividly and sticks with me a lot, and part of the reason why I say I learned what I learned, is Chad Hugo talking about how he helps, you know, like a lot of times with the Neptunes early on, he talked about how Pharrell would come up with a whole beat. He wouldn't even be in the studio, and then he'd come to the studio and Pharrell would play him something, and sometimes he would add to it, sometimes he would just take stuff away, you know. And the fact that he said, you know, he would take things away really stuck with me, because it made me realize that the end product is the most important thing. How you got there, what you added to it, isn't what's important. And then years later, Rick Rubin said the same thing. You know, he said his role in a lot of the songs that he quote unquote produces is reductive. Let's take this out. Let's take that out. We don't need it. You know, an album like Yeezus is a perfect example of that. It's very minimal, but it's very impactful. It gives you everything that you're looking for without doing too much. And, you know, also years later, you know, finding out that for Kanye, in his mind, Yeezus was an experiment. It was an experiment in being reductive. How much can we do with very little? So yeah, you know, I say focus on the end product. Focus on what it feels like. Don't feel like you have to do stuff. Especially if you grab a sample. If you grab a sample, it's already like it's got everything. You know what I mean? It's got everything that it needs to be a proper, you know, musical composition. It's got the groove, right? You may switch up the groove. You may chop it up and it feels different, right? But yeah, you want to be reductive a lot of times. Yeah. And I take that philosophy into life now. You know, I was a big sneaker guy. Not anymore. I'm selling a whole lot of my sneaker collection. Selling a whole lot of equipment that I have sitting around. Electronics. I was a tech guy. I'm kind of just feeling very much like there's a lot of things I don't need. You know, so I'm reducing my lifestyle as well. Very reductive. So yeah, I probably won't do anything else to this. Yeah. Peace and blessings, man. More to come.